2 consecutive 3-0 defeats at home, 6 wins in 19 Premier League matches. Manchester United's current crisis is worse than you think. These numbers aren't just statistics, they're a stark reality check for one of football's most storied clubs. The Red Devils currently sit in 14th place in the Premier League table. They're just 5 points above the relegation zone and a staggering 10 points away from the top spot. This isn't just a rough patch, it's a full-blown crisis. The pressure is mounting on manager Erik ten Hag. His future at the club is under scrutiny, with the board reportedly reviewing his position. The stakes couldn't be higher for a team that was once at the pinnacle of English football. But how did Manchester United, one of the world's most successful clubs, reach this point? The answer goes deeper than you might expect, and it's not just about what's happening on the pitch. On-field struggles, tactics and mentality. Manchester United's struggles aren't just about results, they're about fundamental breakdowns in play. Imagine a team where players can't connect passes, defenders leave gaping holes and counter-attacks fizzle before they begin. This isn't a description of an amateur side, it's the current state of one of football's most storied clubs. The on-field performance of Manchester United paints a grim picture of a team in disarray. The match against Tottenham laid bare the extent of United's on-field woes. Their passing accuracy in the first half dropped to a season-low 76%, the lowest in the Premier League this season. This statistic isn't just a number, it's a symptom of a deeper malaise affecting the team's ability to control and dictate play. Erik ten Hag's post-match comments reveal the mental fragility plaguing the squad. He noted, "We started the game very poor after we conceded a goal. We didn't find spare man in the switch, couldn't keep the ball, not aggressive enough in third-man actions. We didn't get the press right." This lack of mental fortitude is evident in their inability to respond effectively to setbacks during matches. The team's defensive disorganisation is equally alarming. Tottenham sliced through United's defence with ease, exposing gaps in midfield and a disjointed press. Ten Hag admitted their press was disjointed, attempts to pass out from the back were fraught, as gaps opened in midfield again. This defensive vulnerability isn't an isolated incident. Since Ten Hag took over, United has conceded 2 or more goals in 31 matches, pointing to a recurring and unresolved issue in their defensive setup. Tactical decisions have come under scrutiny, particularly Ten Hag's game management and failure to adapt during matches. The left-back crisis exemplifies this problem. With both Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia unfit, Diogo Dalot has been forced to fill in, creating an imbalanced team structure. This makeshift solution has ripple effects across the entire formation, affecting the team's ability to build attacks and maintain defensive stability. The lack of aggression and cohesion among players is palpable. A failed counter-attack where Marcus Rashford slammed a return pass into a Spurs defender encapsulates the team's disconnected play. These moments of poor decision-making and execution are symptomatic of a team lacking confidence and clear direction on the pitch. Critics have described United's performance against Tottenham as shambolic, incompetent and indisciplined. This harsh assessment reflects the depth of United's on-field struggles and the growing concern among fans and pundits alike. While United's on-field woes are glaring, they're merely symptoms of a deeper malaise. What if the real culprit behind the club's downfall isn't wearing football boots, but a suit? Off-field missteps, management and recruitment. Højlund, touted as a long-term prospect, scored just 10 goals in the Premier League last season, finishing 25th in the scoring charts. In contrast, Ollie Watkins netted 19 goals, playing a crucial role in Aston Villa's success. This stark difference in output raises serious questions about United's ability to identify and secure the right talent to compete at the highest level. The management of existing players has also been a point of contention. Erik ten Hag's handling of Marcus Rashford, once considered the bright future of the club, has been particularly problematic. Ten Hag's public criticism of Rashford has reportedly had a negative impact on team morale. Sources suggest that the manager was urged to adopt a softer approach after his blunt comments and strained relationships with key players, including Rashford. United's midfield woes were further exacerbated by the late signing of Manuel Ugarte from Paris Saint-Germain on August 30th. This 11th-hour addition failed to address the pressing midfield issues in time for the season's start. leaving the team to struggle in a critical area of the pitch. The club's focus on long-term infrastructure changes has clashed with the immediate need for results on the field. While investing in the future is important, it has created a precarious situation for Ten Hag and the team, who are expected to deliver success in the present. This conflict between long-term vision and short-term performance has left United in a state of limbo, unable to fully commit to either direction. Perhaps most concerning is the apparent lack of a clear strategy in the club's decision-making process. Past managerial searches have indicated a reactive rather than proactive approach to management, with the club often seeming to lurch from one crisis to the next without a coherent plan. The road ahead, uncertain future. Manchester United's future hangs in the balance, and all eyes are on Erik ten Hag. But what if the real solution to United's problems isn't about who's in charge, but about a radical shift in the club's entire philosophy? The next few months could redefine what it means to be a football powerhouse in the modern era. The pressure on Ten Hag is mounting, with recent reports suggesting that the club's management has been considering potential replacements. Names like Thomas Tuchel and Roberto De Zerbi have been floated as possible candidates to take the helm at Old Trafford. This speculation isn't just idle gossip, it's a reflection of the growing concern within the club about its current trajectory. However, Manchester United's history of retaining struggling managers paints a complex picture. The club has often shown patience with its leadership, even in times of crisis. This approach harkens back to the early days of Sir Alex Ferguson, who was kept on despite an underwhelming start to his tenure. That decision ultimately led to an era of unprecedented success for the club. The question now is whether Ten Hag will be afforded the same patience, or if the current crisis is too severe to warrant such leniency. The calls for change are growing louder, not just from fans and pundits, but from within the football community itself. Gary Neville, a Manchester United legend, has suggested that players should hold a meeting without Ten Hag to discuss the team's direction. This unprecedented proposal underscores the gravity of the situation and the urgent need for a shift in dynamics within the squad. If the current crisis continues, the consequences for Manchester United could be severe and long-lasting. The club's legacy, built on decades of success and global appeal, is at risk. Financially, continued poor performances could lead to a decline in commercial revenue and potentially impact future sponsorship deals. Moreover, the inability to qualify for prestigious competitions like the Champions League would not only hurt the club's finances, but also its ability to attract top talent. The road ahead for Manchester United is fraught with challenges. To reverse their fortunes, the club must address several key issues. First and foremost, there needs to be a clear and coherent strategy for recruitment and player development. The recent missteps in the transfer market have left the squad imbalanced and lacking in key areas. Secondly, the club must find a way to restore the winning mentality that was once synonymous with Manchester United. This involves not just tactical improvements on the pitch, but also rebuilding the confidence and unity within the squad. Lastly, there needs to be a re-evaluation of the club's long-term vision. While investing in infrastructure and youth development is crucial, it must be balanced with the need for immediate results at the highest level of competition. A legacy at stake. Manchester United's current crisis is more than a temporary setback. It's a defining moment that could shape the club's future for years to come. The Red Devils face a perfect storm of on-field struggles, questionable recruitment, and managerial uncertainty. The once mighty club now sits precariously close to the relegation zone, a far cry from its glory days. As the pressure mounts, the question looms. What will it take for Manchester United to reclaim their status as a top club in world football? The answer may require more than just a change in personnel or tactics. It might demand a complete overhaul of the club's philosophy and structure. This moment in Manchester United's history is critical. The decision made now could either spark a renaissance or cement a prolonged period of mediocrity. The legacy of one of football's most storied institutions hangs in the balance, awaiting its next chapter.